What is up, scent heads, smell beast, and frag freaks? It's your boy. My name is Mega Dave, and today, 2021 was a complete dumpster fire. But I'm gonna sift through all that rubble and try to find the hidden treasures. That's coming up next, and this is Eau So Fraiche. Yo, what is good, Fresh fam? For everybody returning, I want to say thank you so much for being a freshie. It really means a lot. And if this is your first time here, welcome. As I said before, my name's Mega Dave, and this is my channel, Oh So Fraiche, and I do reviews on fragrances that I absolutely love. And I hope that you love them too. If you do, give me 2 huge fresh thumbs up. That lets me know that you enjoy the content. Also, think about subscribing, and you know the drill by now. Hit me decent right there in the old bellin. That lets you know when I'm uploading new content, because who knows, it could be your favorite fragrance that I review next. And today, we had a shit 2021 again to follow 2020. Beep, beep, beep. But we did have some great things. So I'm doing the top 21 from 21. I know. Eventually, we're going to be 2050, and I'm going to have 50 that I'm going to have to do in a list, but I'm going to do it just for you guys. Let's get it. All right, so I didn't do any honorable mentions. I'm just getting straight into it since there are so many. I think there was like 400 or plus that was dropped this year. I don't know if that's an exaggeration or not. It was a lot. So to be in this top 21 is definitely an exclusive honor. This one here is a fantastic. Now keep this in mind. I didn't put these like in a particular order. I kind of did as I selected them, but if they made it here, they are exclusive. This one here, fantastic. Angelic Elixir. This is a beautiful fragrance. I know it seems to be at the end of the list and people see it as a bad thing when they see, oh, it's 21, it must not be good. There are hundreds that were dropped just this year alone, and this one is in the top 20. And it's not in a particular order, so it's fantastic, okay? It's great. You're gonna hear that word fantastic a lot. Take a shot every time you hear me say fantastic. I'll make sure to get you lit here on New Year's Day. So this one, Angelic Elixir, great, great fragrance. Killian's Angel Share, boozy, amber, spicy, sexy, good for women, good for men, good for women. Listen to what I'm saying. Do not be afraid because this is boozy and spicy. This is so sexy on ladies as well. Unisex, but I think off of a woman, that sweetness really pops. I think you're gonna love it. Let's get it. Coming up next is one that really tugs on my heartstrings and makes it all soapy inside. This one here, his Dua Water. So this is based off of 1980, 1990, I don't know what exact batch, but a vintage version of Davidoff's Cool Water. Now, I know some people are gonna say this is outdated. I love it. This reminds me of being young, smelling this all over the place, but in a good way. He brought back the power of the now watered down Cool Water. You can get it for like 20 bucks, but it is nothing like it was before. The IFRA, when they came through and slaughtered everything, this went down with it, but now somehow it made a revival and it's still fresh, it's still green, it's still soapy, it's still clean, but it's inside of this little bottle that is so fantastic, his Dua Water. Coming up next is my very first actual women's fragrance that made it in here. I think there are like 4 or 5 that are actually designed for women or at least marketed towards feminine, but this one here, a beautiful fragrance, Her Rose Journey. So this is from BDK's Bouquet de Hongrie, or however the hell you say it. I knew nothing about the fragrance itself. I knew about BDK, obviously, but this here came out and I was like, bruh, or ma'am. This is a super sexy rose fragrance, one that really blindsided me because of its freshness, because I know a lot of people smell rose, they get old lady, right? Rose like on the Titanic. But this is fresh. It has some fruity nuances that really bring this out for youth, as well as women that are getting down in age. I think it could be made for a broad variety of ladies. If you are afraid of it, sample it, but I think this is extremely easy. And if you do want to sample it, check out duasamples.com. Use code GARBAGEFIRE to get yourself 25% off. Tell them I sent you. But try this out, ladies. If you want a kind of entry level into rose without it being old lady, I think this is gonna do it. Coming up next is one with an extremely long name, but done extremely well. It is fantastic. Take a shot. This one here, Drowning in Bleu de Sauvage, Fierce. So It's a quadbrid, okay? 4. For those that didn't go to school, I didn't know until I looked it up either. But the drowning part is Nishane Ani. The in blue is Bleu de Chanel. The Eau de Toilette, of course. The Savage in here is the Dior Sauvage EDT. And then the Fierce Abercrombie & Fitch vintage version, high school in the mall, shirtless dudes, spraying in the face, Fierce. All those smushed together into, I think, an incredible, fantastic fragrance that you get this sweetness from the vanilla. You get all of this fresh, strong notes that come from Savage and Bleu de Chanel, mass pleasers, and pushed all into one. I think it's just beautiful. It is one that's easily gonna get you compliments. It had a ton of buzz. It died down now because we did 10,000 fragrances this year, but it's still the best or one of the best from this house this year. I'm not saying the name again, you know what it is. Coming up next, another miracle that somehow Mahsam with Dua worked over. This one here, beach vibes. This one came from Louis Vuitton's On the Beach. I reviewed the fragrance itself, the actual OG. My complaint was that it smelled fantastic, but it lasted like an hour on me. No joke, like an hour, maybe 2 hours, freshly clean with lotion, like perfect settings in an office with no, not anymore. We have almost a full day wearing out of this while retaining that freshness that this is so good about. This is definitely like on the beach, take it to the office. This thing is beautiful. It's not gonna be no roaring 10-hour monster, but you're gonna get like 6, 7, 8 hours when you were getting like 1 or 2. Beautiful and fantastic. This one here, definitely great if you love like neroli, yuzu, fresh, slightly soapy fragrances. This will get you right there, beach vibes. Coming up next is one that swept the legs out from another OG that I thought couldn't be beaten. This one here, Drowning in Zest. This is a hybrid from Drowning. Again, we just seen that. We're gonna see it again. I love the fragrance. I think it is phenomenal. It's mixed with so many different things and it's done extremely well. This is Drowning, which is Nishane Ani, obviously. The Zest is from Thierry Mugler's Ultra Zest, kind of. I say that every time I mention Zest because it's based off of Ultra Zest, but I think improved upon it. The blood orange is kicked up a little bit. It's a little bit brighter. The creaminess is in it. The bad parts of it, which I think were the little bit spicy notes, are turned down just a bit, making this a lot more accessible for the ladies. Zest by itself, but then you take the Drowning, put them both together, creamy, sweet, spicy a little bit, but unisex, okay? You can bring all of those notes together into a beautiful fragrance that I say, me personally, is better than the original Zest, which I didn't think could be done. This one did it, Drowning in Zest. Coming up next, we brought out one of the big guns from the vintage stuff back in the old days. This one here, Cosmopolitan Vintage. Now, this is based off of Dior's Eau Sauvage, not the Sauvage that you know. This is the classic masculine men's fragrance, the barbershop fragrance that everybody loves. This, some complained, said was too much citrus, not for daddy over here. Poppy loves the citrus, and if you love citrus, you're gonna love this. The dry down, I think you're gonna love even more. It turns masculine once you get past that bright citrus that punches you in the mouth. This is gonna take you for a memory lane jog that you're gonna wanna take again and again. I think it's fantastic. Definitely check it out. One of my favorites from the year, Cosmopolitan Vintage. All right, coming up next, another Dua original creation. I love them. I love them. I love them. This one, I love. This is Made for Women, Lady in Pearl. This was brought out for some reason, it just swept out of our legs and it's put into the vault. I don't know why he took it away. Supposedly today, they brought back some $33 vaulted fragrances because people were pissed that he kind of did this without warning. I don't know why it was taken away. Maybe the ingredients were hard to get. I don't know. But it is a beautiful ladies fragrance that came out with Love in Pink, Love in Pearl. This one was the standout. This is lychee. This is super fresh. This is super good, easy to wear women's fragrance, again, for a vast majority of ages, all the way in between. Pick your age, pick your poison. You're gonna wanna be bit again and again by this beautiful fragrance, Lady in Pearl. All right, coming up next, we have a birthday celebration fragrance that came out. This was designed for the 10-year anniversary for Creed Aventus. Came out, made huge waves. You guys already know what it is. Poseidon Elixirs Gen X. So this is based off of Creed Aventus, their 10th anniversary. It's supposed to be like all of their iterations. If you don't know a lot about Creed Aventus, the batch variations are not a myth, they are absolutely true. So you get smoky ones, you get vanilla batches, berry batches. This is supposedly supposed to bring them all together. It doesn't, but it is a nice fragrance. A lot of people say this smells like the Poseidon Elixir 2.0. It has some similarities. I did a video on it side by side. When you put them side by side, you definitely know. But this one, very good release, a very easy to wear, mass pleasing Poseidon, AKA Creed Aventus. Again, it ain't gonna take you back and do the vintage like the Origins does. That one is a great vintage version of the Poseidon. I think it done extremely well, but this one, beautiful as well. All right, coming up next, one of my favorites in my collection, just because of how close it is to me, because it's based off of one of my friend's fragrances, his mind. This one here, Peach Tobacco. This one, if you don't know, had a good amount of buzz for a little while. My friend and big Dua head that's been around for a long time, that especially loves the OGs like I do, Jordan Taylor, asked Mahsam for a long time to make a peach tobacco fragrance that was realistic and was great, was a mass pleaser. I don't know, nothing is destined to be always a mass pleaser, except maybe a Raza Havas, I don't know. But this one, very easy to like, especially if you're not afraid of a little booze, of some tobacco that has this apricot sweetness to it. The peach note in here is done so realistic. So you get this sweet, not overly done, not synthetic. Then you get this gorgeous mid that has this tobacco, slightly wet, damp, but not soaking wet and not dry. And then you get this boozy, warm, dry down. I think it's done extremely well. This was a bespoke that he asked for, and this one must be spoken about. More people need to try this. If you have not, definitely try to sample it. Peach Tobacco. Coming up next was one that kind of is an inside joke, especially if you're in the Dua brand group over on Facebook. And if you're not, shame on you. Get over there. That's where you find out about things like this, the sales that are dropping, blah, blah, blah. But this one here, Broski Pour Homme. So if you've been around for a while, Mahsam, the owner, calls everybody Broski or Siski, which coincidentally was released at the same time. The woman's version, I do like it. It's not as good as Broski to me. That's why this is here and not that, but Broski was done as a little inside joke. That thing is good. This is lactonic, it's creamy. It's got some good spice to it. This is an easy, mass-pleasing scent. Nothing really challenging, but it's also very different. This is a Dua original, obviously, but this was an inside joke. But the fragrance itself is no laughing matter. I know, pun, get over it, okay, I said it. But all in all, this thing is beautiful. Definitely towards the top of my favorites for the year. It is incredible. Again, I don't know if it's still in stock. I didn't check any of this because I'm lazy. I'm gonna let you do the work. But if any of these sound good, try to sample them. Like I said, do a samples or get you a full bottle. I think you're gonna be pleased with any of these in this list. Nothing in here is really challenging. They're all the best to me for the year. Broski Pour Homme. Coming up next, another Dua original. What do you know? I love Dua originals. This one here was brought out for Mother's Day. Instant hit to me. I smelled it, was blown away. Spring Bloom. So when you smell that, you're gonna think floral. You're right. But what you're not gonna understand is the ridiculous mass pleasingness that is in here. It is fantastic. Take another shot. This is floral, but it has these beautiful, beautiful, and I mean beautiful floral, fruity notes that are inside of it. They accent it, they play off of each other. It's just a beautiful hot weather spring day. You put this on your body. Men, don't be afraid to put it on your body, even if it's designed for femininity. I'm gonna say that's good, but it's beautiful. It smells fantastic in the air. It's going to allure a lot of men. Again, this is another one that is vast majority gonna be loved by every age, brought in between. So pick which age you are and put this on said person, okay? It is gorgeous. It is definitely towards my favorite release of any women's fragrance from Dua. Beautiful. All right, coming up next was a hype machine. Still, a lot of people are having difficulty trying to find this fragrance, even when it restocks, it gets put back out. This one here, Tiger's Orange Oud. So this one, based off of Bulgari's Tiger. This one is based off of Bulgari's Tiger and Fragrance du Bois' Oud Orange Intense. Ridiculously strong, even out of this bottle. That oud that's in it, Let me pause this for a second and tell you, this is an entry-level oud. You don't need to be scared to wear this oud. This is easily wearable from anybody. If you want an entry level to oud, this will be it. This is what provides that power, because this thing is super strong, but it has this gorgeous orange in the air, little green nuances blended together. It is a completely different fragrance while being extremely mass-pleasing, one that I think a majority of people will like, especially. It's got that Dua power, but it's different. Tiger's Orange Oud. All right, coming up next, another Dua original. You may see like 5 more in this rest of this list because I love his originals. This one though, everybody loves it. I don't see too many people that dislike this thing, and you're not gonna find too many of these available. So if you see them, get them online. I don't think you're gonna be able to trade for it. Era of Vanilla. This was another, again, like I said, Dua original. He wanted to do an original vanilla fragrance, which a lot of vanilla has been done. This one, done exceptionally well. This is a smooth Madagascar vanilla, light hints of booze. This is easily worn by women, worn by men. If you are a fan of vanilla and you want the cream of the crop, literally, of vanilla, Era of Vanilla is what you are looking for. This has that booze that gives some depth and some richness and some niche quality to it without being overbearing or like a booze bomb. This is just an easy, lovely vanilla fragrance, one that you can layer, one that you can wear by itself. Era of Vanilla. Beautiful and fantastic. All right, coming up next is another beautiful women's fragrance, probably the best one on the list, at least to me. This thing is just, it's so sexy in the air. Definitely for more younger ladies, but if you're a little bit more mature, put this on and feel like a snack yourself. This one, Princeless Princess. Now, this is based off of Killian's I Don't Need a Prince to Be a Princess or something like that. Super long name, much better shortened like this. The fragrance, the best way to describe it is a long-lasting, powerful vanilla cupcake. There are some tea nuances and such. I don't know about the closeness to the actual fragrance because I don't own it. All I know is I smelt this and I was like, yas, girl, yas, queen. This thing here is super sexy and I want to smell it all the time. It is an addicting fragrance. The next couple, you're gonna see that word addicting as well. Maybe go to addicting for your next drinking game because they're all going to be something that just gets in my brain and sticks there. This one, no exception, Princeless Princess. Another addicting fragrance. I reviewed this one because I was so in love with it and because of the difficulty that he had to make this fragrance. This one here, Aquatic Seduction. This was Juliet Mad's Aqua Sextius, and it is sexiest. It is such a good citrus and tea fragrance. Now it's been sitting for a good minute, so the power is increased, the citruses have melded, that tea note really just comes through and just gets in your senses and makes you want to smell it again and again. Great for the office. Give it a little bit of time to die down before you get to the office. Otherwise, it's gonna smell really good. Like I said, now it has some great power, one that I will be putting on my body for the summer in 2022, faux show, if we can get outside. I don't know. Hopefully we don't have to mask it up there, but even if you do, this is getting through that mask. Aquatic Seduction, one of the best from 2021. All right, coming up next, we got Crack in a Bottle. This thing, Dua Therapy. I love this fragrance. This was done so well. This is Initio's Musk Therapy. Amped up. This is clean, powdery, but not powdery. It's musky, which you can actually smell. The citrus plays off it just right. This is one of the best, right down the middle, unisex fragrance. Any sex, any person, whatever you identify as, can put this on and smell fantastic. The musks play with your skin chemistry and just smell good. It may smell a little bit more sweet on you, a little bit more musky, a little bit more citrus. It's just a beautiful, easy to wear. Put this on your body. You don't have to think about it. You're not gonna offend anybody, but you're gonna smell fantastic. One of the best of the year. Mwah. I love you. Dua Therapy. All right, I had a tough choice in this one. I wanted to put the Origins of Poseidon, the 2010 version, or this one. I didn't want to put a whole bunch of Poseidons. We already have some Poseidon stuff in here, so I didn't want to overwhelm it. And I tried to pick between that and this one. This one ultimately won out. This one, Poseidon's Precious Madagascar Vanilla. Again, another super long name for something that really is just so simplistic in nature. This is just Aventus. I'm assuming something like their Gen X or something mixed with this 30-year aged Madagascar vanilla. We already have 44 shades of Poseidon, so imagine that without the incense, which it's debatable which one you like. This one is an easily more approachable type of that. The 44 Shades has that incense smokiness that I love a little bit more than this, but this thing was such a hit. This is a beautiful fragrance. If you love a vanilla batch of Aventus, this is gonna be what you're looking for. I know they're extremely hard to get, so if you can, try to find them. I don't even know if they're available to sample, but try your best, especially if you love Aventus and you want that vanilla sweetness that also is very rich and niche quality. Again, this is gonna be what you're looking for. Poseidons Precious Madagascar Vanilla. I got it right this time. All right, coming up next, one that I've spoken about 10,000 times. Look at the juice gone. I use it so much, especially for right now. Fall weather, winter weather, beautiful. This thing, Dua Original, Cafe de Dua. Now, not 2.0, okay? Not there's anything wrong with that, but this is more just unadulterated, natural, clean, smooth, warm coffee, which I love. I think it's done so beautifully that I've mentioned it in so many lists. It almost topped, I think it did top my fall list. If it didn't, it was really close to it. It will be there for a while. It's gonna be hard to take this out. The Dua Original, I didn't even know I was in love with coffee like that. I don't like to drink it, but I love to smell it. And this one, I kind of just want to drink it, but I know better because it'll hurt my tummy. This is a beautiful, one of the best release from this year, hard to top, Cafe de Dua, the original. All right, this one, if it wasn't for the one that's in the very first slot here, this would easily be my favorite. But needless to say, this thing's still beautiful. Plum Cigarillo. I mentioned this one 10,000 times. I'm gonna mention it 10,000 more. This is another Dua original, plum tobacco, but just a twist. It's so smooth. It's like cashmere suede-ish type, so smooth. Now listen to the word smooth here, but then it's brought in with this nice, like almost Play-Doh vibe. So stay up with me. Mix those two together, a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of dry vanilla mixed. It's a mind meld that is sure to be a hit. Women can wear it, men can wear it. I think it's absolutely incredible. One of the most original fragrances I've ever smelled, especially with the note of plum, which can be sometimes super sweet or a little bit overdone, just blended so perfect. And especially if you give it some time to macerate, I know the dirty word, it becomes even better. The color gets richer, just a beautiful fragrance. Plum Cigarillo. All right, and if you're watching my channel, you already knew this was going to be the best release of 2021. Call me superficial or whatever. The results speak for themselves though. The best release in 2021, at least in my opinion, Eau So Fraiche. This was done for me, obviously. This, not much to be said. It mostly had great reviews. Some people aren't fan of citrus. If you aren't, please do not try to get this. It's sold out. It was limited quantity regardless. Sold out fairly fast, but it's just a citrus overload, smooth, clean, slightly soapy. I've already done the review. If you haven't watched that, definitely check it out. But this one made an instant hit. Like I said, it sold out very fast, and very proud of it to have it. I am working on the second one, which I'm gonna be trying to do all 4 seasons and then one like all occasion type of fragrance. So number 2 will be coming as well. But this one was a hit. The bottle can be so hard to top. It's so beautiful. Such a beautiful thing. But I do think this was the best release of 2021, not just off of hype. I know it had a ton of hype as well, but the actual fragrance, I am very proud. I wouldn't have put anything else with my name on it unless it was top notch. This was top notch. Again, I know the motives were in there and I do like the motives a lot. I don't think they are better than anything up here. If this was original Moda Elixir, the very first one, it definitely would have been in here, but that was last year. We're talking about this year, baby. I'm excited to see what 2022 has. I know we're gonna have a lot of great fragrances. I just hope the year is better. I love you guys. Sorry I'm so sporadic with filming, but we got, you know, stuff going on. We got life. I'm gonna try to upload as much as possible and give you guys a lot more until I come to you again. Happy New Year. I love you. Continue to be blessed. Please, for the love of God, stay blessed and definitely stay fresh.